Welcome CRM crew, my name is Nick, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the top 5 features, or at least in my opinion the top 5 features of Zoho CRM. In this video not only will I be going over the features, I'm also going to be demonstrating what they look like inside of the system and how you can use them as well, just to give you a rough idea of what they look like. Hopefully that will be of some use to you. Throughout the top 5 features that I'm going to be discussing today, they are from the various different price points inside of Zoho CRM. I'm sure you're well aware that there are different price points ranging from the free version to the top paid version, and each feature can sit across any of those different options. But I will be specifying from feature to feature where they sit inside of the system. So there'll be no confusion here. I'll say which package they belong to and when you can access that particular feature. If you are looking to sign up to Zoho CRM, please use my link below. If you're based in the US, use the US one. Based in the EU, use the EU link. It'd be really appreciated, and obviously it helps me out a lot. So without further ado, let's get on to the first feature that I'd like to talk about in this video. Deals Sales Pipeline is the first feature that I'd like to talk about. Now, the Deals Sales Pipeline is a great way of tracking your sales from the very beginning all the way to the very end of the sales stages, where you hopefully go ahead and close that sale as one, and obviously you can go ahead, generate quotes, etc. But the ability to track it so easily inside of Zoho CRM, all of your sales, is why I would say that this feature is definitely one of the best features inside of Zoho CRM. It's seamless the way you can move from one stage to another, and it's really easy to track all of these different stages as well, and managing where your records or where your sales are inside of the different stages of the pipeline. When you've got sales getting closer to the end of the pipeline, it's easy to keep on top of and manage. Not only that, but you are also able to customize your sales pipeline. So this is really crucial in my opinion, because obviously we all have, as a business, very different ways we sell and the structure and the pipelines that we sell. So having that unique sales pipeline that we can create for our Zoho CRM system is really important to ensure that we are doing everything that we need to be doing for your business or for the business, and it's built the way that your business wants to work. So that's really important, of course. Not only that, but Zoho CRM allows us to create multiple sales pipelines as well. So this means it could be different per product, the sales pipeline that you use, for example. So Zoho CRM allows us to select the sales pipeline that we'd like to use for this particular sale. Once we've selected that sales pipeline, it could be entirely different to any other, and then you just walk through the sales process like you would any other sale. But it's just the capacity or the opportunity to select the different sales pipeline is also really important. So to bundle that all together, you can have your own customized various different sales pipelines. You can have, of course, multiple of them, like I've just mentioned, so they fit your business and they fit all of the products that you might be selling. So that is feature number 1, the Deals Sales Pipeline. Now I will quickly go ahead and demonstrate what that looks like inside of the Zoho CRM system. So as you can see here, we are on the Deals module inside of our Zoho CRM system. Now I'll quickly demonstrate the pipeline for you. So if you go over to any record, I'm just going to use this one as an example, we can see here that this is a deal, and these are our different stages along the pipeline, and we can move across each stage very easily by selecting the next stage. And as you can see, there are a number of different stages on our pipeline. And I must mention that this is the default pipeline that Zoho provides, but of course you can customize it like I've already mentioned. And I'm going to quickly demonstrate as well what that looks like in a moment. But as you can see here, we just move along the pipeline according, and once you do customize it to fit your business, that is always going to be applicable. And finally, you get to the closed won or closed lost competition. Fairly obvious. Obviously, we want to be, of course, closing as one, but in the instance you close lost, you just select the relevant option. So I'm going to select close won. You enter the amount that the deal has been signed off at, the closing date, which is automatically set to the date that you anticipated it selling. But if that's changed, you again can just change that by hovering over. Then you've got the stage and obviously it's stage closed. So you press save, and then there, as you can see, this is our pipeline, and this particular sale has been closed as one. Now I'll quickly go back, and I'm going to demonstrate by creating a new deal very briefly. The other option for a pipeline, as you can see here on the right hand side, we had standard, and I've just created a test pipeline here. Do bear with me 1 second. Press the save button, and then as you can see, the pipeline is significantly smaller. There are only 2 options here. I've just very quickly made a change, but this is what a custom pipeline would look like. Of course, in your instances, you're going to have, I'm sure, a long or multiple options, but it proves the point, and hopefully that's demonstrated that you can have multiple pipelines, and that can be associated with multiple products. So hopefully that's been helpful, and I'll see you in the feature 2 demo. Feature 2 is customization. The ability to customize your Zoho CRM system is definitely a top feature. Now, unlike a lot of other CRM systems around the price point of Zoho CRM, there is far more capacity to customize the system to fit your business. And 9 times out of 10, a CRM system out of the box will never ever be perfect for a business. And that is why having the opportunity to customize it, create the entities and the fields that you need to track the data that you need is really important. In fact, crucial to making a CRM system work. And that is why Zoho CRM and this particular feature is really useful. So of course, I'm sure you're familiar with what customizing a CRM system is, but I'm just going to head over to the Zoho CRM system now, where I'm going to demonstrate how we can go ahead and create a custom module, and then we can use that module to track data, and then you can go ahead and manage that data very easily, like anything else inside of the Zoho CRM system. So I'll go ahead and show you this now. For feature 2, like I mentioned, of course, Zoho CRM is in fact highly customizable when you get to the enterprise level or higher. So I've already, of course, gone over that, but I'm just going to quickly show you how customizable it is. So as you can see here, we have all of our existing modules inside of the system, and these are all created dependent on the package level by Zoho. But if you'd like to create a new module, it's really easy. Just press the plus new module button, and then you can very quickly just go ahead and create a new module. I'm just going to call this test. And as you can see here, we also have the option of adding our own fields as well. But I'm not going to go into that. This isn't a demo. This isn't a tutorial. This is just a quick demo. So I then press the save button, and I'm going to add everyone able to see this particular module, and then cancel that and go out of it. And then I should be able to then show you down the bottom here that we have our new tests module, and this is where we can go ahead and create a new test, or any module for that matter. So you can see here, highly customizable. Again, like I've emphasized already, it allows us to design the system to suit our or your organization's needs to the extent at which your imagination can go wild. Okay, so hopefully that's given you a good insight, and I'll see you in feature 3. Feature 3, activity tracking. Being able to track your activities such as tasks, phone calls, emails, meetings inside of Zoho CRM is really easy. And the way they've built this out is actually really quite good. And compared to a few other CRM systems, Zoho CRM seems to have done a much better job of doing that. Zoho CRM is really good at breaking down meetings that are upcoming, meetings in the past, and the phone calls in upcoming, phone calls in the past. Essentially, the way you can break down that data is really easy to see what you've got to do, what you've done, and specify what is coming up. So whether it be tasks, emails, phone calls. Now, Zoho CRM has created their own specific module where we can go ahead and access all of the activities or everything that needs to be done from one place inside of the system. Now, it's quite common to see CRM systems have that data all over the place, but the easiest way of managing that information is just having it in one place. And Zoho CRM has allowed us to manage our phone calls and meetings and emails and everything else all in one place inside of the system to prevent any confusion and just make day-to-day work a lot easier to manage. So now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate what the activities module inside of Zoho CRM looks like. So as you can see here, I am on the activities tracking page, and like I've mentioned, it's a really useful feature, but The way Zoho have done it, I find, is a lot better than some other CRM systems. So I thought it was definitely, like I've said, applicable to mention. And as you can see here, we have got our activities page, and this shows all of our activities and the associated modules with these particular activities. So these are activities for customers, deals, leads and contacts, and others. And you can scroll down and you can see everything that needs to be done. So you've got meetings, tasks, etc., and you can see all of those. We can also go ahead and then create any task, meeting or call from this page right at the top very quickly, very easily. And then also, not only that, we have our views, and our views, we have a whole host of different views, and these come as standard inside of the Zoho CRM system. I've not created any of these, and as you can see, we can really break down what we want to be seeing. So if I want to see all calls, all meeting, or upcoming meetings, or upcoming calls, I can go ahead and do so. Open activities, open tasks. So if I select open tasks, I can see all the open tasks that I have for all of the different different modules here, as you can see. And this is in the Kanban view, but you can also use the list view if you wish. I'll be honest with you though, Kanban view is very, very useful. As you can see, it makes things so much easier to see and understand and consequently use. So I do recommend using that if you are going with Zoho CRM. But here you can see it is very useful, very clean and very easy to use. So I will see you in feature 4 shortly. Feature 4, blueprints. Now, blueprints inside of Zoho CRM is a really, really unique but very clever feature, and it is definitely worth mentioning in this video. Blueprints is a means of essentially creating a pipeline or a flow chart that a user inside of the system has to follow in order to communicate or engage with a particular record inside of the system. So you create this blueprint essentially, and you have the different stages, and in order to move from one stage to another, a user must do something with that particular record to then get it from stage 1 to stage 2. For instance, with a lead, and I'm going to demonstrate in a moment's time anyway, but with the lead, you obviously want to work out as soon as possible whether that is a good lead, a bad lead, or a junk lead, for example. Okay, so we have created a blueprint, like I said, I'll demonstrate in a moment's time, to having buttons where the user can ensure that they follow each step specified by the business to work out whether this is a good lead or a bad lead, or like I said, a junk lead. So they have different options, and at every different option they'll have to put in information with regards to that option. So initially it might be gather details. So this means that they'd have to get their phone number, their email address, and possibly where they live as well. Once they've gathered the details, they'll then attempt to contact this particular lead. And once they've contacted, whether they're successful or not, they can go 2 ways and press buttons: contacted or attempted to contact, or failed to contact essentially. So you've got these different stages, and the blueprints feature essentially ensures that users are following the same process to engage with a record every single time, which is of course really, really important to ensure the structure of your business, making sure users are dealing with your potential business or potential sales in the way that you'd like them to be doing. And it also helps users make sure that they're doing each step. They're not missing out any information, because they can complete one stage and then go back to it in a moment's time or a week later if that's the case, and then reattempt to contact or continue to engage with that particular record. Now, hopefully that's made sense. If not, let's head over to my demonstration, and hopefully that will make a lot more sense on what blueprints are and how you can go ahead and use them. So like I said, blueprints is a really funky feature, but it's actually really, really useful. So I'm on my leads module at the moment, and as you can see here, this is where we are using the blueprint, or this is where the blueprint will sit inside of a record. Now, I've set it up for leads, but what I'm firstly going to do is I'm just going to demonstrate what it looks like in the back end, because I believe that will probably give you a better understanding. So if we quickly go over to the blueprint, as you can see, I'm using the lead nurturing process, and this is what it looks like. So initially, when you create a lead, it starts in the none state, and firstly we are asked to gather details. Once we've gathered details, then we move to the not contacted state, where we can either establish contact or no answer, and then the reattempt answer cycle. So these gather details, the things in greeny blue, they are buttons, like I demonstrated on the leads module, and then the white bits are the states, and to get to one state to another you might be required to fill in information. So we go from established contact to contacted, and then once we're at the contacted state we get 3 buttons, whether they're not interested, whether we can start engagement, and whether it's a bad lead, and then different things can happen as a result. So if you press start engagement, the status of that particular lead will be set to pre-qualified, etc, etc. Again, junk lead and lost lead status, you'll be asked to do certain things. So it's literally, like I've said in the explanation at the start, it's working through each of the different stages, and it's literally a prompt, a constant prompt on what you need to do next to engage with a particular lead. So you can, like I said, you can have it set up for other modules as well, but I've got it at leads at the moment. I'm just going to head back to the lead that I created to demonstrate. So as I said, we are in the current state none, and our button is gather details. And once we gather details and we get relevant information, so I'm just going to put info@crmcrew.co.uk, 01494 and Beaconsfield. So I've added the further details or gather details like it's requested, and now we're in the current state not contacted, where we can either go ahead and establish contact, attempt to establish contact, or we don't get an answer, so no answer. And then we can work through our different states in order to get to obviously the end goal, where we determine what this particular lead is, a junk lead, a lost lead, or a pre-qualified lead. So that's essentially what we're doing. We're traveling through these different states to determine what this lead is. So that, as you can see, is really, really useful, really, really powerful, and hopefully that has given you a very good idea of what this feature looks like inside of the Zoho CRM system. And I'll see you shortly in feature 5. Feature 5, calendar booking. Now, another really unique feature to Zoho CRM, and a feature that I feel as if we are definitely very, very lucky to have, is the calendar booking feature. Now, in case you're not familiar with Calendly, which is pretty much exactly the same, it's a means of booking meetings with someone else without having to go through the rigmarole of emails back and forth to find a suitable date. And we can set this up inside of Zoho CRM, where they can automatically book meetings into our calendar based on your availability and of course their availability. So you create a calendar booking, and then you share the link with the person that you'd like to, let's say, arrange a meeting with, and this link will contain all the available time slots for that particular person to book a meeting with you. And those time slots are worked out based on your calendar availability. So if you've got a full day, they wouldn't be able to book a date or a time slot on that particular day. And that calendar booking would work that out accordingly. Whereas if you've got a free day or a couple hours free at one point or another, it will show the person trying to book the meeting that there are a couple of hours free and they have those time slots to book in. So it's really clever. Like I said, it's just like Calendly, but a brilliant feature inside of Zoho CRM. And I will show you how that works now. Like I've said, calendar booking is a really, really awesome tool inside of our Zoho CRM system. And of course, I've already mentioned it goes professional, I believe, or higher. Standard or higher. So standard level or higher, and you're eligible to use the calendar booking. Now, like I've said, calendar booking is very similar to Calendly, but in case you're not familiar with that at all, essentially, I'll just walk you through what it is. So as you can see here, I've set up a 30-minute meeting, okay? So I'm going to press the edit button, and I can select the calendar type, the meeting duration, the names that the participant must fill out in order to complete the meeting or book the meeting. And then I can select some advanced settings like availability, minimum meeting schedule notice, so no more than 4 hours away, or no less than 4 hours away, how far ahead the meeting can be scheduled, so 60 rolling days. Buffer for host before meeting, no buffer. Remind participants before the event, 30 minutes before, etc. So essentially, I've told the system, I've told calendar booking, that I want to create a link to my calendar, and it won't show them what's on your calendar, it just shows them when you're free and when you're not. And then I've said I want it to be the meeting for 30 minutes, so they can book for 30 minutes, and they can't book with less than 4 hours in less than 4 hours time, 60 days like I've already mentioned, and then they have to fill out a few questions. So you can see here, this is the back end of the calendar booking, and what you traditionally do is, I'm just going to go back quickly, is you then use this. You can either choose to embed your meeting link, add it to an email signature, or copy the link. I've copied the link, and as you can see here on this tab, I've opened it up. So I'm just going to head over to this tab, and this is what it looks like. I can then go ahead based on the calendar, and as you can see, I've got plenty of time available because I'm not connecting my calendars. But let's say, okay, I know that Nick Boardman, myself, is free at 2:30, and I'm also free at 2:30. So I can then select 2:30. I just fill out my name, so Nick, and then I'll put my email, info@crmcrew.co.uk, and then image verification as well. I'm not going to do that because I probably get it wrong. And once you've done that, just press the save button, and then this will literally book a meeting with the individual, and that's no requirement for email communication at all. Job done, and that's it, sorted. And that is why calendar booking is so good, but it's such a good feature that we get it at standard level with Zoho CRM, because Calendly will charge you 10, if not more, a month for the use of this system, and having it embedded inside of your Zoho CRM system is very, very fortunate. So I hope you've enjoyed that demo, and I'll see you shortly. Hopefully you have found this video useful and potentially even insightful. If you found the video enjoyable or it's helped out a little bit, please feel free to drop the video a like. It would be greatly appreciated. If you are looking to sign up to Zoho CRM, please use my link below. If you're based in the US, use the US one. Based in the EU, use the EU link. It'd be really, really appreciated, and obviously it helps me out a lot. Otherwise, thank you ever so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you shortly in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.